Gab here from Gab Loves Plants. I've just got home from work and I had a delivery of some plants today and I thought we could open them together. So this delivery is from Nursery to You, which I believe is in Queensland, and they package their items very well. So the plants get to you in really good shape. What they do is, no matter when you buy, they package it up and send it on a Monday morning, which means that you have the week to get your plants, so they're not sitting somewhere over a weekend in transit. So they come with a packing slip which details what's in it. They come packed in these little noodles here, which I believe are probably, seeing as it's Nursery to You, I think these are probably biodegradable, but we can find out about that later. And my cat's just got one of the noodles and decided to play with it, but I'll just get a rubbish bin to put these in. 2 seconds. So let's just pour these out into here carefully. I'm probably going to make a big mess. And now I can see the plants appearing, which is great. So, here we go. So, the plants are there. You can see them nicely. They were nicely nestled in the styrofoam, or the fake styrofoam packaging. I don't think it's probably styrofoam. And they're nicely wrapped up as well. So let's pop them out. And we can have a look. So they're taped to the side so they don't move around, which is great. And I don't think I said what I got. So they were having, Nursery to You was having a clearance on some lemon lime Marantas. Now I got one of these earlier in the year, and I had been looking for a lemon lime Maranta for quite a few years. And in Australia, they had the green Marantas and the red Marantas, and I even got a black Maranta, I think it's a black Maranta, before I could get a lemon lime Maranta. And when I asked people in shops about it, they said, oh no, they're only collectors have them in Australia. And I know how common they are in Europe and in America. They're a dime a dozen, but here they were very rare for a while because nobody was making them. So they were having a special on them, and I picked up 3 of them. And look at that, that's the first one. So it's very pretty. Let me just show you. Look at those colors. They are just gorgeous. Look at that. And it's even flowering. It's got some new growth coming out. It looks extraordinarily healthy, so I'm very, very pleased. And what I'm gonna do, I bought 3 of them, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add them to my other one, and I'm going to put them in a big pot, so make a big full pot of them, because these ones are, I mean, that is a decent size, but the black Maranta that I bought this year from Jungle Collective was about the size of 3 of these in a bigger pot, and it's just gone from strength to strength. I'll show a picture of that at some stage soon. I'll do a Gabby's Maranta session. And I'll show you all the Marantas that I have. But let's just have a look at the other one. So this is plant number 2 coming out. And I loved these from the moment I saw them online because of the colors. The yellow, and it's just the lime green color. It's just so vibrant and delicious that I just had to have one. It was one of my wish list plants. Back in the days when I was first really, I mean, I've been into plants for about 20 odd years, but first getting into the indoor plants and having a good look at them. Okay, so this one's a bit smaller, but still reasonable. And it's the colors. I mean, just look at those colors. How could you not adore this plant? It looks like someone has taken actually not watercolors, but paint to the leaves and just painted them on. It's just stunning. How could you not adore this plant? Okay, now number 3, and they provide you with a little bit, this is very cute, they provide you with some what do you call it, fertilizer to put in with your potting mix if you don't have any fertilizer to put in. I do have fertilizer in my soil mix, but a lot of people don't, and that's the one they recommend, obviously. So that's what the plants are used to, and it's always a good idea to try and leave the plants for a little while with what they're used to before you start monkeying around with their surroundings. They've already been monkeyed around with quite a bit because, of course, they're shipped down here. They're rooted out of their pots and then wrapped up in funny things, in pieces of paper, and then they're put in a dark box, and then they're jostled as they're shipped down here. By Australia Post brought these ones to me. And so, you know, imagine if you were a human having that happen to you, shipped away someplace in the dark, and or an animal. Well, plants go into shock as well. People don't realize that plants are living things. I mean, people realize they're living things, but people don't realize all the time that they're very sensitive, and some plants do better with shock than others. So this is the 3rd one, and again, look at those colors. I mean, gee, wonderful. Absolutely beautiful. So these, with my other one, are going to make a fantastic display, and I will show you that once it's done. But for the moment, I am actually not going to do anything more from these except give them a little bit of water and let them settle down overnight. I'm going to leave them as they are in their little bubble wrap just for tonight, and then tomorrow I will take them out and I will pot them up into a smaller pot. Because they're sort of in plugs at the moment. So I'll pop them up into a smaller pot. That won't be the pot that they'll go into eventually. But I like to leave my plants for about at least 6 weeks before I really plant them up into the pot that they're probably going to stay in for a while. Just so that they can acclimatize, get used to the humidity that's here. Because that's going to be different to the humidity. I'm in Sydney, that's going to be different to the humidity in Brisbane. And you know, the light's going to be different in my place. I don't know, comes from nursery to you, so I presume that's a nursery situation, which will have the ideal situations for growing. So, you know, I think that it's, to treat them kindly and gently is the way to go. So that is what they'll look like when they're all together. With the other one, there'll be a bit more. But that's what they'll look like, and I think that's going to make a really nice display of a pot. And I will leave that, once they go into their big pot, I'll show you that, and I will leave it over winter. And obviously in winter they won't need as much water, they won't be growing as much, although they'll still grow because I'll still have them under some sort of lights. I'll just let them be and be happy and grow together, and then next year I should see a lot of growth from them. So very excited. Thank you very much, Nursery to You, for putting these on clearance and getting them to me so quickly, and I'm going to adore them. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys had a good night. See ya.